Spring into Storytime with Watchhouse Cross Library. Hello boys and girls, this is Pam from Watchhouse Cross Library, and today I'm going to read you a book called The Bookworm. This is written and illustrated by Debi Gliori and published by Bloomsbury Children's Books. "I need a pet," said Max. "Really?" said Mummy. "Just a small one," said Max. "A little puppy?" "Not a puppy," said Mummy. "They'd chew things." "I need a pet," said Max. Said Daddy. "Just a fluffy one," said Max. "A tiny weeny kitten, please." "Not a kitten," said Daddy. "They make the most awful smells." "A penguin," said Max. "It would melt in our warm house," said Mummy. "A shark?" said Max. "Too many teeth," said Mummy. "A dragon," Max said. "That would be so cool." "Don't be silly," said Daddy. "Dragons don't exist." "What about a nice goldfish?" suggested Mummy. "No, thank you," said Max. "Goldfish just swim around in circles. They're boring." Max decided he would find a pet for himself. It wasn't easy. Birds were very chatty, but they didn't want to live in houses. Wasps didn't mind living in houses, but they were very unfriendly. Flies were very friendly, but they had some revolting habits. But then Max found a pet that was just right for him. "A worm," said Daddy. "Ugh." "Just make sure it stays in your room," said Mummy, "and look after it." At first the worm curled up in its bowl of earth and hid. It takes time to make friends with a new pet, so Max tried to be patient. Max sang it songs, stroked its lumpy back, and read it bedtime stories. The worm loved stories best of all. "You're a real bookworm," said Max. In time, Max and the bookworm became the best of friends. They loved reading books together. They read that worms like to eat roots, fruits, leaves, and earth. But this bookworm liked curry and extra hot chili crisps most of all. The bookworm loved those. Max noticed that the bookworm was changing colour. And did the lumps on its back look more like spikes? Sometimes when no one was watching, the bookworm chewed Max's pillow, and sometimes it made awful smells. Then one night the bookworm sneezed, and smoke began to pour out of its head. "Poor you!" wailed Max, throwing his window open to let the smoke out. But the bookworm flew out too. "Wow!" squeaked Max. "You're a dragon! How cool is that? But don't fly away forever. Come back soon, please." Max's dragon flew off into the night, and Max ran downstairs to tell his parents all about it. "Don't be silly," said Daddy. "Dragons don't exist." Max sighed. "Do you know what?" he said. "I've changed my mind about having a goldfish. I'd love one." Max is very fond of his pet goldfish, although it does seem to have lots of teeth. And the bookworm? It still comes home to visit Max, especially when there's a book at bedtime.